Alright, so we are here to see how we can run the Ollama models locally, such as Llama 3.3, DeepSeek, Phi, and all the others which are currently making the news. It's fairly easy. I would say it's not really that hard if you're in Windows, and even in Linux it is quite a bit of easy task. The main problem that I see is I'll show you. Let's first begin with installing Ollama and set up and running a model. So to do that, first of all, go to ollama.com and we'll see a download button, and we're in Windows, so again download it for your machine or as your operating system. I'm downloading it for Windows. I already have it downloaded. The setup file is actually quite huge. It is around 745 megabytes for Windows. I really don't know why is that. So we can just download it off, and by the time it downloads, the problem that I was talking about is when you get it, you can run it in your command prompt, and once you are finished with your questionnaire and everything, and you can just get out of the model and the chat doesn't persist anymore. So to fix that, there is someone who created a open source chat box sort of application which mimics the ChatGPT's UI, and we will try that, and we will try to integrate our Ollama locally running Ollama model. I'll be using DeepSeek. Of course, it is in the news these days, and we'll use that to use the chat box and see if that persists the storage or not. So for me, this is the first time I'm also doing this. I haven't done this earlier and recording it. I am doing it fairly for the first time because I don't believe in running models locally. I mean, we have ChatGPT and a huge UI, and they are pretty good at persisting things. And if someone wants to do it, that's totally fine. I was quite interested to see that someone has already created a ChatGPT sort of like UI to run models locally for machines. So that's a good thing. And we are downloading. By the time it downloads, I'll show you what application I was talking about. It is Chatbox, and this is the one which is sort of like ChatGPT's UI to make it similar to ChatGPT, of course. And it is open source, which is a good thing. And I don't know, I'm not sure. I think this come from China or some other has created it. I don't know. We can find out, but I'm not here to do that. Um, they also have a paid model, sort of like that. I mean, I think they are trying to tell some sort of subscriptions. So if you just pay some money, they'll give you APIs and you can use any model you want. I think so. I mean, that's how it sort of looks like. But we're not going to do that because we are running our model locally. And to do that, all you have to do is download this and install it just like any other application you would install in Windows. Okay, so we get back to Ollama now, and we'll see the models. So this is the DeepSeek R1, and there are multiple variations of this, but that kind of depends on your machine. So if you have a fairly normal machine without any GPU or anything, 1.5 billion would be your good bet. I have an RTX 3060 GPU. I think I can go as high as 8 billion if possible. I'm not sure, but I'll be using 1.5 because downloading it I think is going to take time. I'm pretty sure these models are going to be huge. Once somewhere I read that 70 billion parameters. No, another one, this has 671 billion parameters. This is around 400 plus gigs or something. So of course that's going to take time, and we don't have it. So we'll just copy this, and I'm not sure how to. I mean, I haven't downloaded Ollama, that's okay, but how do I run it? So let's see. What we can do is open terminal, and let's check if it actually installed, or ran, something like that. So this is the command that I copied, and I'll just press enter, and yeah, it sort of worked. It is around 1 gigs. I think that's really low compared to how huge these models can be. So, all right. By the time it installs, I'll show you one thing. Yeah, here's the chat box, and this is the sort of the application I was talking about. This is open source. You can download it freely, but all you have to do is, chat with it. The problem is you can't, because this is sort of a front end for an LLM running in the back end. So you can't really do anything with it after installing it. It's not free, as in you can use any model you want. You have to pay for it. And to use ChatGPT 4, you have to pay the open API for the API calls that you will make to this one. So that is sort of an extra overhead that you will have to do to run the models locally. But I don't think someone who's using ChatGPT 4 or who's already paying OpenAPI is going to use this to just pay extra to API calls just to test. I mean, seriously, normally I don't think anyone would do that. But anyways, the main purpose of this application is to help you run models locally. I'll tell you. Okay, this is success, and let's see. Okay, so the model is running now, and I'll ask it, hello, what you can do. Never mind, it will figure it out. Hello, I'm here to help you with various tasks and provide information. How can I assist today? Okay, so like you can chat and everything, and you can do everything with it. So this is a sort of your DeepSeek R1 1.5 billion model running locally. The number one problem, which I think, is when you quit and when you exit the terminal, it's gone. I mean, it's nowhere anymore. It's not there anymore. You can't use it. There is no persistence of the chats that you have, like in ChatGPT. I think that's the problem this thing is going to fix. So what we'll do now is we have the Ollama model running. We have the chat box installed. I'll link it in the description how to install and download all these things. It's fairly easy. And let's see now how to integrate these two, because these two are sort of running separately in their own area right now, because Chatbox is running in its own environment and Ollama is running in its own environment. So we have to integrate them. So what we can do is, okay, let's see how to see. Oh, here it is, the settings, and okay, I think there was some option I saw that we can select some local API or something. I'm not sure, because this is the first time I am doing this, so I'm not. Well, we have an Ollama API here. That's a good thing. And I think okay, I think it already got that my model is running in this port, and it's already giving me the 1.5 billion parameters. So they kind of made it easier as well. I'm not sure this temperature thing. What is this? Max message count in context. I'll increase that because I want to persist. The reason I'm using this is to persist my messages. So we'll just save it off, and all right, let's see if this works. Are you working? Yes, it's working now because it's running in the backend, right? Again, you have to do this every time you have to talk to your model. The good thing about this thing is, if I cut it and I open the chat box again, my chat is still there. It's still persisted, and which was not the case when I was using this terminal, because as soon as I exited, the chat is gone. I no longer have it. So here that was, that's how you can use a chat box open source front-end UI to run your Ollama model in the backend. It's fairly easy. Kudos to the person who created this, and kudos to the Ollama team for giving us the option to run large language models locally. Thank you.